Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is for you. What's up, family? Welcome back to the channel. How are you guys doing today? I'm here with an early Monday morning story. You see the title. This is serious, okay? The FBI has been called in to investigate it for domestic terrorism. This is serious. This is alarming, and this is scary, especially for those involved with it and have to deal with it.
I really wanted to get it right, trying to find some balance in my life. I never really put up a fight.
Don't go anywhere. I have 2 clips that I have put in this video for you. Welcome back to the channel. Today is Monday, and Monday motivation for everyone should be choose to be happy. In spite of everything that's going on, you have a choice in that. If you have a choice in nothing else, stay prepared, prepped up, because emergency situations are taking place every single day. So I woke up this morning to this story right here. In Moore County, there are over 40,000 customers without power this morning because of possible terrorism and what they think might have happened. Let me put my glasses on. I almost forgot. I can't see as clear. 2 power substations in Moore County were damaged by gunfire in what is being investigated as a criminal act. This is said by police officials. The FBI has joined the investigation. So it is being investigated as a criminal act causing damage that could take days to repair and leaving tens of thousands of people without electricity. In response to ongoing outages, which began just after 7 p.m. on Saturday across Moore County, officials announced a state of emergency. So let me repeat that. Moore County is now under a state of emergency. That included a curfew. They are under curfew from 9 p.m. Sunday to 5 a.m. Monday, and they are looking to extend it as long as the power outage is in effect. Because there is no power, schools are closed. As of right now, they know that schools are closed today. They will decide whether or not schools will remain closed. I'm not sure how they can open them when they don't have any power. And if there is no power, guess what else is closed, you guys? Stores are closed. Grocery stores, everything is closed. Stoplights are not working. This is why, one of the reasons why also that they have that curfew in place. Governor Roy Cooper tweeted, "An attack like this on critical infrastructure is a serious intentional crime, and I expect state and federal authorities to thoroughly investigate and bring those responsible to justice." On Sunday, the sheriff, Ronnie Fields, said in a news conference that authorities have not determined a motivation. He said someone pulled up and opened fire on the substation, the same thing with the other one. So it was 2 substations that were involved that were attacked on Sunday. The sheriff also noted that it is under investigation as a targeted attack because he feels like whoever it was knew what they were doing. So not in this report, but in something else that I read, I did find out that the gates were removed from, like the hinges were taken off and the gate was moved. Like they didn't knock it down. They just took it off the hinge, moved the gate, went in, shot up in, and did their destruction. So right now, they currently have law enforcement providing security at the substations and for businesses overnight. Roughly 35,400 electric customers in the county are without power as of Monday, today. And last time I checked, it was up to 40,000. It says with cold temperatures Sunday night, the county also opened up shelters at a sports complex in Carthage. So a spokesperson from Duke Energy, Jeff Brooks, said that multiple pieces of the equipment were damaged and will take a while to replace. And while they are trying to restore power as quickly as possible, this may take days. They're expecting that this will take up until Thursday, if not longer. So that's what, Sunday? 5 days, no power. That is a SHTF moment. And you never know when it's going to happen. So I want to get into what they think and, well, why they think this might have happened. Before we get into why they think this might have happened, let's go into how many people actually live in this town. It's not a lot. It's 100,000 people, and it's about an hour's drive southwest of Raleigh, North Carolina, and is known for golf resorts in Pinehurst and other communities. So here's something that I haven't thought about. I don't know about you. You can let me know in the comments. But someone said that when the power was cut, the flow of information was cut. So they had no ability, to communicate with each other as to what they even thought was happening. So that is very dangerous. And the fact that it's a small town, and if it's not from what they're saying, they think the reason is why this happened, then we have a lot to be concerned with, because this has happened before in a small town when it was an attack on a water supply. So let's get back into this. When you think about power being cut like that, so drastically, so fast like that, you got to think, yeah, we have no power. We have nowhere to communicate. We don't have fresh drinking water. That is another thing. We have all of these stores now are going to have to throw all of their inventory out. So now they're going to have to wait for more supplies to come in when we already have a supply chain disruption still happening. So when is that going to take place? Once the power is restored. Someone said that they spent the weekend at their parents' linking their generator to their well for fresh drinking water and preparing them for cold nights without heat. Local grocery stores such as Food Lion and Harris Teeter have been distributing drinks, ice, and pantry items. So that is awesome that they are distributing, drinks, ice, pantry items to those who lost their power. But you guys, those stores are eventually going to have to throw away every single thing that they have in refrigerated sections in their stores. Millions of dollars. So the article goes on to say, well, the guy was saying their home, like many rural homes there, rely on wells for fresh, clean water, and it's powered by electricity. So when the power went out, the well stopped working. And when the well stops working, we slowly lose pressure until we lose water altogether. People are going to really feel the pinch from this as it goes on. This is serious. This is serious. So this community in Southern Pines is known as a tight-knit, vibrant community of military families, farmers, and small business owners who have been doing all they can to support one another during the power outage. His family neighbors, he said, are storing refrigerated medicines for a local pharmacy that lost power. So that is a blessing that they are doing that, that they're all, getting in there together, and neighbor helping neighbor is seriously taking place. But this is they're going to feel this for a minute. So now let's get into what they think the reason is behind this whole attack on their infrastructure. So I told you about the curfews that are taking place from the power outages in Moore County. Schools are closed, possible domestic terrorism. They think this all stemmed from a drag show that took place nearby. So that is being investigated as well to see if anyone who opposed it, and there were many, if this is the reason behind the power outage that night. So guys, let me know what you think of this story in the comments. And this is definitely a reminder to me and hopefully you guys that we need to continue to prepare. We need to prep today so we're prepared for tomorrow, because as you can see, it doesn't have to be weather related for our power to go out. You know, get stocked up. Yes, it's good to have a lot of freezer items. I have a lot of freezer items, but we also got to have a way to secure those freezer items when that power goes out. You know, so if you don't have a generator and your power goes out, try not to open your freezer and refrigerator. Try not to open them as much, as it will contain all of that coolness within it. If you need a reminder, some people take tape and they put on their deep freezers and the refrigerators as a reminder to those who are going to it, just to look in, see what's in there, and you know how you do. So that's something to think about. Backup power, a generator that you can run outside, because we don't run anything gas inside, right? And be careful with candles during this time, because you don't want to also burn your house down in the process of trying to stay warm. Pick a room in your house, the smallest room you could possibly find. If you have a little small power bank that you can hook a heater up to, then that way you can heat that room in particular. Everybody just sleep in that room. I really feel bad for those people having to deal with this situation at this time, at any time, but especially this time. It is cold at night here. It gets down to 30 degrees, if not a little bit below, depending on where you are.
North Carolina, all schools in Moore County will be closed tomorrow after a massive power outage. The outage cut power to more than 40,000 residents and is being investigated at this point as an act of violence.
Got an update from local officials. The sheriff in Moore County saying he believes the person behind this act knew exactly what they were doing. That means that he believes they went in there intentionally wanting to damage the power equipment, which has left more than 40,000 people in the area without power starting last night. The sheriff talking about the investigation, which is just in its initial stages, and announcing that Moore County will be instituting a curfew beginning this evening at 9 p.m. They want as many people as possible to stay off the roads. Traffic lights in the area are not working, and these neighboring counties that may have power may not know that the power is out, and that's causing some traffic headaches in the area. So a curfew for this evening, and I just want to play some sound from that press conference which just wrapped up a few minutes ago. Listen to the sheriff describing what might have possibly gone on here.
We faced something last night here in Moore County that we've never faced before, and I can promise you, to the perpetrators out there, we will find you.
Now, during that press conference, the sheriff also confirmed what we had been reporting here earlier today, that that electricity equipment, those two substations in Moore County, sustained some sort of gunfire damage. He also confirmed that a gate had been taken off the hinges, a gate that was completely removed, presumably for these person or persons to gain access to the property, and that the equipment sustained gunfire damage. We also heard from a local official with the power company who said that the damage is very serious and that it's going to take days potentially for them to be able to get the power back up. We had been hearing it could take a day or two, but in this briefing, Jim, they just said it could be as long as Thursday. So a concerning situation considering it is winter, it is the holidays, and of course, power being such a necessity essential necessity in the day in people's lives.
Thousands of people are in the dark and in the cold. I want to just show you what it looks like in this community. We are at the intersection of West Monroe and McNichol. The street lights are out, so are the traffic signals. The only light coming through are from the headlights and brake lights of cars. We know this is all due to a massive power outage. The sheriff, Ronnie Fields, says this was deliberate and targeted. There were a lot of questions today if this outage was connected to this drag show that happened Saturday night in town, and some people opposed it. So Sheriff Ronnie Fields made it clear at this time there is no connection, but there's always a possibility. So they are investigating all angles. Back out here live at the intersection of McNichols and Monroe, you can see where people are still just driving about town trying to figure things out, but it is complete darkness in this area. Now, Sheriff Fields said the massive outage is due to major damage to 2 power substations in the county. He explained that 2 substations were shot up with millions of dollars in damage. Sheriff Fields made it clear that this was an attempt to shut down Moore County.
We're looking at all avenues. That's the reason I've got the professionals, the federal folks. They deal with the domestic terrorism more than locals. So they're on board and they're working with us to determine exactly who done this. Now, I can say this individual that done this, it was targeted. It wasn't random. Coward is what I'd call it. But we don't have anything. No motivation. No group has stepped up to acknowledge or accept that they're the ones that done it. So, yeah, I call them cowards.
The criminal investigation is one part of the story. The other part, that massive power outage, and this is very critical. A lot of people in need at this hour, people who may depend on oxygen, people who may have dialysis treatments coming up. So Duke Energy, their spokesperson, Jeff Brooks, was in a press conference this afternoon. He said it's going to take several days to restore power in this county. It could be the end of the week, and they are looking at several paths to restoration.
We do want citizens of the town to be prepared that this will be a multi-day restoration for most customers, extending potentially as long as Thursday.
So this is a criminal investigation that goes beyond Moore County. The SBI, FBI are both involved. Right now, though, Moore County is under a state of emergency. It went into effect at 4 o'clock. There's also a curfew in place that starts at 9 p.m. tonight and will continue until Monday morning at 5 a.m. There's a lot of people in this county that may need a warm place tonight. There is an emergency shelter set up at the Moore County Sportsplex in Carthage.
So you guys, leave me some comments down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Y'all take care. Stay safe. Keep prepping and stocking up. Share this video out with as many people as you possibly can. Hit that like button, as it does help the channel. Try to watch the videos all the way through, because that also helps the channel and the commercials as well. As long as they're not over a certain amount of time. I don't even watch anything longer than 3 minutes. But thank you guys for being here, supporting the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. I love you, but God loves you more.